Howdy, it's me, Monabyss, and it seems like every month when I go to record, I'm sick in some sort of way, whether it's got just a small sniffle or a cold. But once again, I am sick. Rough for me. But happy Pride Month. This month I decided that I would try to do like a painterly style. I don't actually know how to do it, and I don't do it a lot. I had very few ideas coming into this. All I knew was that I wanted to do it in the lesbian pride flag colors, and then I also wanted to do it in a painterly style, well, as best as I can with what I've got, because it's not something that I do often or have any experience in. I started by sketching things out, and I just kind of started dropping things in. I wanted to put characters, but I also didn't want to do faces. I started drawing a face, and I was like, no, I'm not doing a face, so it's gonna just be like a mask-like thing. I just wanted to keep putting detail, and I really liked all the things that I was sketching out. I liked the frills, and the part about painting that I really, I'm gonna call it painting, but I'm not actually sure what it is. As close as I can get to painting, in my opinion. But I really like doing fabric, so I made both of them have big like dresses and lots of flowy fabric and stuff. And I put big puffy sleeves on one of them because I thought I really like the big puffy sleeves. I put a lot of random details and things that I thought I would like into it. I don't actually know how people make painter style pictures without like kind of crunchy edges, because every time I do it I end up like erasing things, and then like I have soft edges and like crunchy edges, and it just like from afar you don't see it, but because I work so close to the canvas and I zoom in when I'm like trying to do all the detail, I see it all and I'm like, ooh, it's yucky. But I don't know how people do that. I assume they just kind of have a way to deal with it, or they just don't deal with it. I added a lot of different elements to this so I could see like what I enjoy doing this style in and what I don't. So I added like the feathery wings. I added the fabrics, which I knew I do enjoy. I added small like gem details. I added ribbons. I added like, I still had the human parts in it. I feel like when it came down to actually rendering it, I like what I did with the fabrics, obviously. I also like what I did with the orange mask. I didn't add too much detail to it, and I really liked it. And the ribbon, I liked what I did with the ribbon, but I feel like that's like a redone, like because I did it, I finished it off at the end rather than with the rest of the piece. I feel like I just like speed ran the exact same technique as the fabrics, because it is a fabric. The wings, oh boy, they were annoying. I should have maybe thought a bit more about how annoying it would be to do each and all those little trinkets and to shove an entire wing on my palette after once like the entire piece was there. The tentacles I didn't do much to them. I didn't add too much detail, so I don't think they were really too bad. I feel like the hands I didn't do too well at. I didn't add as much detail as I'd like. I feel like I could have done more rather than just kind of flatten them out and hope for the best. I feel like I did okay with the arms, specifically the lower pink lady's second arm or first arm, I don't know, whatever arm it is. I feel like they're really shaded nicely. I colored the line art part for the wings, so it gave it a few more colors in it, which I really like. I didn't do a lot of detail on all the gems that I was putting on, which I feel like I should have, but after like 10 hours I did not want to do it. I just didn't want to keep going. I was like, no, this is the best I'm doing. I really like how it's edited. Like this is where I want it to be. I don't feel like adding more to it will make it better. And I feel like it was a cut your losses kind of thing. It's not that I don't particularly hate it, like I don't dislike the piece, but it's definitely not as good as I think I could have done if I'd like line arted it, or maybe spend a bit more time on like choosing the colors, like where to put each of the colors. I feel like I get done a little better, but for just sketching something up without rhyme or reason, just to try out a style, I feel like it did really well. You'll see later on that I just totally disregard the background that I put on it. It seemed a little too cluttered when I started putting background on, and I put a rainbow border at some point, and I'm like, for a while I thought that would be it, but the rainbow border also, I didn't like the black background that the rainbow border gave. So, and when I took away the black background, it seemed okay, and the rainbow border just seemed it didn't seem like it was needed, because the characters and the fabrics and all that seem to frame themselves pretty okay. I like the swords. Like, the swords didn't have any detail. They weren't in a painted style. They were just a flat color sat down onto the piece, and then outlined with a white. The white sword was probably my biggest issue when it came to the background, because the white sword, I wanted it to be seen, otherwise it's just like this white blank area from like her back into like the white abyss. I had to give the whole piece an outline, and I did think about doing like all the different colors, like the lesbian flag, but in reverse, so that the pink would be on the orange and the orange would be on the pink. I liked the black background, other than the fact that I feel like it didn't fit. So I thought that the black would do much better than if I just started messing with the colors again. And I think the black outline did really well. All in all, it's not that I hate the piece, but I feel like I could have done better. And that's okay, you know? I think it's perfectly fine if I don't like a piece, because I'm not gonna draw like a masterpiece or like the best piece every single time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Happy Pride Month, and see you next month.